Good morning and happy Sunday. I have once again forgotten to record pretty much anything from this week other than when I was in Gunnison for just a couple things there because it was very pretty. But I'm gonna recap the week of training again. It was a good solid week, got some good workouts in, and before I do that though, I'm gonna go for my long run right now, just back on the bike path as per usual, and I've got 22 on the day. So gonna be a nice 22 easy miles is what it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go out there, crank it out, listen to some podcasts probably along the way, and I will recap the week soon. All right, see y'all in a bit. I don't care what the weather is or how the run went or anything, but a coffee post-run just always hits so hard. Much deserved cold brew today. It's Starbucks. Yay. So it's a little bit later in the week because I forgot to record this any earlier. So I've already pretty much actually almost finished off my next week of training while I'm recapping last week's training, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I've got my trusty training log here that I've been documenting everything in, as I have for the past, 4.5 years now, since I was in college in Colorado. We always had our paper physical copies of our training logs. So again, this is just kind of what it looks like. I've just got each day. I've got what I did in the morning, if I did something in the afternoon, what I did in the afternoon. I've got it all color coded and everything. I just like to have it like that and just keep everything organized. Makes my brain happy. So for this week, or for last week actually, I ran a total of 90.27 miles. Time on the feet was 11 hours and 35 minutes. Elevation gain was not much because I'm mainly just running on the roads right now, trying to get some speed. So I was at 2,792 feet of elevation gain. Where I'm training right now in Utah is about 45 or 4,600 feet in elevation, which is obviously significant compared to sea level, but compared to where I was training before, which was at almost 8,000 feet, coming down this, how much is that? We were like just under 8,000 feet in Gunnison. So coming down to 4,500 feet or so has really made a big difference to me. The biggest thing I've noticed is my recovery time. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the fact that my training is much more personalized and structured around the way that my body works the best. So I think the combination of having more personalized training and coming down, 3,000 feet or however far has really improved my training these past 5 months or however long I've been training for now consistently. So like I said, the biggest thing I've noticed is the recovery time. I feel like has been huge. I've not recovered this quick after workouts and big weeks in forever. I don't think I've ever recovered this quick before, and I just feel good most of my runs and most of my workouts. Of course, there's the day here and there that just doesn't quite feel that great, but as comes with marathon training. So overall, I've been feeling really great. I've been recovering really well. I've been doing my best to improve on how much I'm eating throughout the day and how much fluids I'm getting in. I definitely kind of slipped through the cracks a little bit the past few weeks and was noticing it and kind of struggling and felt just more fatigued than I would like to have felt during my workouts and just kind of throughout the day. So I've been really on top of myself to increase my caloric intake and just increase snacks and get high caloric and high nutritional density foods in throughout the day in my diet. And like I said, just get a lot more fluids in, a lot more electrolytes, and just all those important little things. So I'm gonna do much better with that. I've been feeling much better this week. Anyways, back to what I was doing all last week in terms of training. For Monday, I went for oh my gosh, that was the week I went to Gunnison. So Monday, I actually did my workout. It was 13 and a half-ish miles total. And what I did was 3x2 mile repeats at lactate threshold pace. These went pretty well. My first 2 mile repeat was a little on the slower side, but I managed to negative split pretty solidly throughout the workout and ended up finishing my last 2 mile repeat at faster than I was running my mile repeats the week before. So that was a really great just confidence booster, and I felt really good the whole way too, and I felt strong. So that was awesome. And after that, I did that in the morning and then made the drive out to Gunny. So the plan was just to have some fun, easier runs in Gunnison, because I just really didn't want to go up to that altitude and then try and do some really hard workouts. So for Tuesday and Wednesday, I ran in Gunnison, just around my favorite little flat loop there, just easy miles. Definitely felt the altitude a little bit, and definitely felt the travel in the legs and the camping, because I didn't sleep super well while we were camping, but super fun still though. I was just really cold. But for Tuesday, I just went for a 10-mile run. It was amazing, just absolutely beautiful out there, chilly, but gorgeous. Wednesday, same sort of deal, just 13-mile run, easy mileage, did my little loop around Van Tile, and then added on a loop around the town pretty much. So it's just our kind of basic town loop that we used to do in college all the time. And it was just great. It was really awesome seeing everyone in Gunnison again. I really miss that town so much, and I just miss everyone there. It's just, I can't type it up enough. It's the most amazing place I've ever lived, and it's the most beautiful place I've ever lived, and it's just got the best community, and it's so unique in the best way, and just no place is ever going to match it. So it was really great to be back there again and just to see everyone and do all the things I used to love to do. It was super nostalgic. And I was feeling a little teary-eyed, honestly, because I just love it so much. But it was a really great couple-day camping trip. Got to see all the just gorgeous leaves. Ended up missing peak leaf season, but that's okay. It was still beautiful. I just love going out and seeing all the aspen out there. It's amazing, and I can't say enough good stuff about it. But coming back on Thursday, after coming back from that camping trip, just did an easy run, easy 10-miler. I was definitely feeling the trip a bit. I didn't feel bad. I just felt a little tired, but still got a decent run in, pretty solid. Like I said, 10 miles. And yeah, made some breakfast tacos afterwards. Been making the best little breakfast taco scramble. So just a side note here, it's been sweet potatoes, black beans, kale, bell peppers, like a few different colors of bell peppers, onions, mince up some garlic and toss it in there. And I think I said black beans already. And just saute it all together in a pan with just a bunch of different spices, however you want to spice it up. A little cayenne pepper too, to make it a little spicy if you like that sort of thing. And just the flavors come together so well. And just put them in some little tacos, little small breakfast taco kind of guys, with some mango salsa and some guacamole. And if you top it with a little cilantro too, just delicious. It's so good. And to make it, give it a little extra boost too, if you want, scramble some eggs into it. It's amazing. It was delicious. That was what we had made to eat for the couple days that we were camping, and we ended up just not finishing it all because there were just other good places to eat food around Gunnison. So I had it for breakfast when we came back on Thursday. Friday then, I did my workout as was planned, and I ended up doing this one on the track. So I had 3-by-mile repeats at max VO2 pace with an 800 jog in between. I was kind of nervous going into this just because max VO2 pace is intimidating, and it's not so much that I'm afraid of the hurt, because I just really like to embrace that and enjoy it, and I think it's fun in workouts to do that. It's more so the expectation, I think, that I get afraid of, just my own expectations that I put on myself. But it ended up being a really solid workout. I ran a 5:42, 5:41, and then slowed a little bit down on that last one. I ran a 5:44, but still overall pretty consistent, pretty solid workout. I truthfully thought I was running like 5:50s because I glanced at my watch after the first one and just misread it, and then didn't really want to look at the splits that much after that, and just kind of wanted to run intuitively. So I just felt like I wasn't running that quick, and I was kind of bummy about myself afterwards and just feeling kind of down because I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like I feel like I was working, and if I was working and these were the times that I was running for these max VO2 miles, I was just like, how am I going to translate that to a marathon and feel good? Granted, I'm going to be running a bit slower than that in my marathon, but still, I just got really nervous about it and just felt like my fitness wasn't where I wanted it to be, and it just turned into a whole thing. But then, like 2 hours later, I actually checked my watch and realized that I was running 5:40s, which was exactly what I was trying to run. So it ended up being a great workout, and I just didn't appreciate that until later when I actually checked my watch. So lesson learned, don't get down on yourself, check your splits first, and don't just assume that you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And I guess I have a tendency of doing that. But again, it was great. Had the best bagels and cream cheese I've ever had in my life afterwards. They were so good. They're like from a little bakery, so they make the bagels there, they make the cream cheese. It's delicious. So that's another side note. Going into, I did my lift Friday evening as well. I didn't lift earlier in the week because I was in Gunnison, so I ended up just lifting once this past week. Saturday, I just had another easy 10-mile run. Took this super chill. My legs were definitely tired from the combination of the track workout and the lift that evening. I think just running on the track in general, it wasn't the best track. It didn't have a lot of spring to it and didn't feel super soft. So it is what it is. My legs didn't feel super great after running on it, but that's okay. That tends to happen after running on the track and doing a workout on it, especially for the first time in, last almost 2 years ago, I guess. That's probably the last time I've done a track workout, was when I was in my last semester of college competing. So that's kind of crazy. But it was scary, but it was fun to get back out there, I guess. So it's something that I'm going to keep challenging myself to do, is get on the track and just turn the brain off, because I really get in my head when I have that much feedback every 200 meters or every 400 meters. I just start to really stress, and I think I run a lot more tense on the track than I do when I'm just running on the roads and just running intuitively. So that's something that I've always struggled with, and I will continue to work on, because I do really want to get better about that. I think that'll just make me a better runner and a better athlete in general, and it's just a mental thing that I need to keep focusing on. It's not the most important, because I don't intend on focusing on racing on the track ever again at this point, but I will be doing some track races, I'm sure, in the future. I just really am enjoying the roads right now. So total sidetrack there. But for Saturday, like I said, it was just 10 miles, just easy run. Oh, it was the solar eclipse day. That was the special note in here. So it was the morning of the solar eclipse. I got out kind of late for my run and ended up running during the solar eclipse, and it was super cool. I was just up on the street just a couple blocks up from my house, and it's just gorgeous out there. There's great views of just the mountainside and all the colors of the trees and everything. And the solar eclipse was happening too, so just throughout my run, I just watched it get darker and darker and darker, and it was just so cool because it just looks like it's evening because of how dark it gets. And I was just running, but it's the morning, and it's amazing and beautiful, and nature's just so cool. And there were so many people who had driven up there and just parked their cars along the side of the street and were out with their little solar eclipse glasses looking at it too. So it's just a really cool thing and really fun. And then just really focused on recovery for the rest of the day on Saturday, because Sunday was my longest run I've ever done. So it's written right here in the books now. It's in there. I ran 22 miles, and that's huge for me. Again, longest long run I've ever done, and I felt really good. The legs were feeling a little bit fatigued still from the workouts this week and just the camping and everything. Just kind of a tough week on the body a bit, but my 22 miles still went great. Like, I didn't feel like the little bit of fatigue in my legs really affected that. I just kind of got into a grind and just got going. Took it a little bit easier than some of my past long runs. Really made the point to just chill a little bit. That's what my coach told me to do, and still ended up running a really solid pace for it. And with a pretty decent heart rate too. I ran at average 7:49 pace, and my heart rate was 139 average. So I've just been feeling really fit and really good. And the long runs especially have been where I felt the strongest. I just never would have expected to be able to go for consistently 20-mile long runs and just feel good during them and feel good after them too. But I've just been feeling so amazing. So it's been really cool. And like I said, that topped off a 90.27 mile week. So as I'm recording this, like I mentioned earlier, I am already pretty much at the end of my next week of training. So I'll record another video pretty soon after this too and recap everything I did this week. But this week's been a big week as well. And it's been really exciting. And it's just so cool to see fitness coming along. And I'll talk about that all in the next video that I record. But for now, that was my last week. I'm super stoked on how training's going. I've got my half marathon coming up on the 28th of October. So it's coming up real soon here. And I'm nervous and excited and feeling all those feelings, and just so grateful to be able to be training at this capacity again, because for a while there, I just didn't know if I was going to be able to because of all the injuries I kept having. But it's been really great, and I love training for the marathon right now. It's just so fun. And I guess that's kind of all that I have to say. Elios is taking a little snooze on the bed there. I don't think you can see him in the frame, but that's what I've got. And I will recap this week's training as well in a couple days. So that's it for now. Race week's coming up. I'm stoked. Things are good. And now I need to go to the gym and lift, because I've been feeling real fit in the gym too. So fit, so strong. I can do some pull-ups, and I can do some good, well, decent back squats. So, feeling strong. It's a great time out here. All right. Bye.